Hey guys, it's Nikki. Welcome to Scratching the Dirt. This is the Carnivore vlog. Today is Monday, March 9th, 2026, and I am at 6 months and 2 weeks on Carnivore. So let's get into it. Let's see what's been going on. Now, last week for the vlog, I posted the interview I did with Dave from No Carb Life, which was a really cool opportunity. That was a lot of fun to do. Hopefully you were able to watch that. I don't recall a time in my life where I've ever been interviewed before. So that was kind of fun. And so hopefully you enjoyed that. So that was the vlog for last week. That's what I posted instead of me sitting here and talking to you. So what's the update? Well, the update is that I am basically 6.5 months in. And things are pretty much normal. The only thing that has changed since the last time I talked to you like this is that about a week ago, I decided to kind of lay off the cheese. And there's kind of a vain reason for that, I guess, or a weird reason for that. I don't really know how to explain it, but uh, I know from the 6 months that I've been doing carnivore that whenever I'm eating cheese, my weight loss stalls. And it had been stalled for probably more than a month, like a really long time. I didn't even go back and look and see. It's just like it was in this 5 pound window for a very, very, very long time. And this is where I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to be real honest. The weight loss hasn't been my main priority here with the carnivore. It really was, like, when I talk about when I first went to the doctor and got that medication, it was because I knew I needed to get some pounds off because my body wasn't functioning. And then when I went to carnivore, that was part of it, but it was more the health benefits. And what has happened is the deeper I get into this, the more I'm like, I just don't want headaches again. So I'm going to stay on carnivore, or I don't want that hip arthritis to act up. So I'm going to stay on carnivore. The weight loss is always something that I am happy for and that I welcome and I do want to see. But I've spent pretty much my entire adult life thinking about weight loss. And I don't want to think about it as the reason why I'm doing this. There's just too many other really excellent benefits. But what has happened is we're going on a trip in April. And so I'm going to be on an airplane for the first time in a very, very long time. And I don't know. I don't know if I should be telling this because it makes me sound a certain kind of way, but I literally am thinking about how my body's going to fit in the seat, right? Like, now it would be a whole different thing if we were a year ago and I still weighed 257 pounds, and I don't. I'm much smaller than that. But I actually weigh less right now than I did the last time I was on an airplane. And I don't remember it being a consideration at all then. But for some reason, I got this little seed in my head that keeps saying, oh, you're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to make the people around you uncomfortable. You need to make sure. And so I just thought, you know what? Let's see if we can jumpstart the weight loss a little bit. And the best way to do that, for what I've experienced, is for me to cut the cheese out. Now, there may be problems with that because the cheese is where most of my fat is coming from, and I need to be eating fat. I still struggle with eating fat. And so taking the cheese out means that I'm eating that much less fat per day. But it's been about a week, and the weight has started to kind of trickle down a little bit. So maybe I'm just going to keep this up. This is how I started. I wasn't eating cheese in the beginning, and so it's not that big of a deal. This may be like my third time to get off cheese again, and then I just go back on it when I decide that's what I want to eat. So that has been positive. I don't feel physically any different when I'm eating cheese or when I'm not eating cheese, which to me is kind of strange. But I guess it makes sense because prior to carnivore, I had kind of discovered through this, I actually kind of learned it when I did Whole30. I did a Whole30, which is an elimination diet, and dairy comes out. And then after that, over time, I reintroduced dairy. And I kind of discovered that, maybe dairy isn't the best thing for me. And it wasn't because I had digestive distress or what you think of with lactose intolerance. I just had a shift in energy when I would have a lot of dairy in my diet. And so I've always kind of had that in the back of my mind. Like, I don't know if we should be eating dairy. And it's one of the things about keto that I struggled with, because I'm like, well, cheese, I could eat cheese. Cheese is low carb, but I know that cheese makes me feel not great. But on carnivore, I don't find that energy shift when I am eating cheese. And so when I took it out a week ago, I haven't felt any energy shift because of that, which I'm thankful for. I'm very grateful for the fact that if I would choose to eat it, I can. If I choose not to, I don't have to. It's no big deal. So there's that. That's pretty much the biggest change that has happened in the carnivore for me in the last week or two, is that I am trying to jumpstart a little bit of weight loss by being a little more strict, taking the cheese out. I've been eating a lot of beef and a little bit of sausage, but a lot of beef and a few eggs. Again, I'm still in that place where I don't want to over egg myself because I am worried about that rash coming back that I got before. But I'm doing great. Everything's just trucking right along, and I'm going to see how long I decide to stay off cheese. One day I may decide I just want to eat it, and so there you have it. But for now, I'm off cheese. I'm trying to get down a few pounds. I'm being weird about getting on an airplane. So, I mean, I don't know. I haven't psychoanalyzed that. I just know that the thought popped in my head, you're going to have to sit in an airplane seat. And, things like movie theaters and stadium seats and things like that make me uncomfortable, because I feel like I'm like spreading out to the people around me. And I don't, even though I'm traveling with my husband and my father, we're the ones taking the trip. I don't want to be spreading out across everybody. So I don't know. Is that weird? It might be, but it's the truth. It's the God honest truth about why I decided to drop cheese, so that I can get into an airplane seat next month a little bit more comfortably. So that's what's going on. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking in with me. Thanks for keeping up with me. We'll see what the next week brings. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and like and subscribe and do all of those things. And I'm going to see you soon. Bye.